Welcome again to the big match. This then is the lineup on the programme today. For our main match we go to a crucial battle at the top of the second division between Chelsea and Bolton Wanderers, and we're going to back that up with some superb action from the first division as Stoke meet Aston Villa and Everton have a mighty battle of 6 goals with Ipswich Town. We shall of course as usual be looking at your letters and bringing you up to date with the latest news of Peter Anderson and whether the Luton midfield man will sign for the Belgian club Antwerp and so help Luton of course out of their great financial difficulties. Well, Chelsea are another club with a massive financial commitment. And indeed, it must have been a chilling sight for all their directors yesterday at Stamford Bridge just before the kick-off. So much of their magnificent new stand lying empty. And indeed, one whole end of the ground with only just a few scattered spectators on it. And as you can see, with the players already on the field. A chilling sight, certainly, and a sad and a worrying one as well. But at the other end of the field, at least the famous shed was reasonably filled, and in all, a 20,000 crowd then for the game that means so much at the top of the second division between Chelsea and Bolton Wanderers. First of all, then, let's take a check on the two teams for this game. Chelsea now without striker Bill Garner. He starts a suspension on this particular game. But back in their team, after a long layoff with injury, is the old Stamford Bridge favourite Charlie Cook. As for Bolton Wanderers, who come to this game in 3rd place in the table, they have a player back after suspension, their number 9, Gary Jones. A lot to hope for from this match, with skill in plenty from 2 old favourites in the number 11 shirts. Needless to say, Charlie Cook of Chelsea is one of them. And then there's Peter Thompson, after so many magnificent seasons in the great Liverpool side of the 1960s, there at number 11 for Bolton. The referee today is Roger Kirkpatrick from Leicester, and I think you must admit that there's always a touch of class about the crowd at Chelsea as we wait for the start.
So Chelsea kick off in unorthodox fashion as well, as it was flicked up in the air there by Teddy Maybank. Chelsea in the all-dark strip of blue, and away they go now with Gary Stanley in the middle of a very good run, and they've won themselves a free kick. Chelsea unbeaten at home, unbeaten in 7 successive games, and they've won the last 4. Now confronted by a Bolton side lying 3rd in the table, unbeaten in 8 consecutive away games, beaten at home last week though by West Bromwich Albion. Here's Wilkins with the kick, and Paul Jones rising for it with Sam Allardyce, and so a corner for Chelsea. And back in the fold again, Charlie Cook. So Cook with the corner, curled in under that crossbar once more. Siddle forced to fist that one away, but the whistle had gone. Former England youth international. So Barry Siddle with the kick for Bolton. Number 2, Gary Locke with Chelsea's throw. Cook. No foul. Britain killing it well. Locke playing the early one to Cook. Turned on nicely there by Cook. The crowd really enjoyed that. That's a good cross going in early there. Maybank went down. Referee said no infringements at all. If anything, it was a pushing the other way. And indeed, he's given a free kick to Bolton. Good move there by Chelsea. What a lovely flick by Cook. And a beautiful first time cross there by Gary Locke. Dempsey's header. Wilkins. Harris. Maybank turned that in very skillfully there for Britain. Flicked on again there for Wilkins to make another of his runs, and pushed Waldron in the back as he went. Making some very good breaks, reminiscent in many ways of the sort of breaks that John Hollins used to make from the middle of the field for Chelsea. Ray Wilkins. Reed. Wilkins. Locke. Britain it was who made the run that time, but the ball didn't arrive. Thompson. Nudged out of that situation by Stanley, the number 4, free kick to Bolton. So Tony Dunn with this free kick. Well, that was flicked on to Watmore, and another free kick to Bolton. In a position of some danger for Chelsea. Four men in the Chelsea wall, Peter Bonetti behind them. Ray Wilkins doing a bit of organising, Ritson and Thompson behind this. Played though instead for Waldron, and hit first time. Oh, and he hit the post, and it's in there. Put there by Greaves. And Chelsea are behind. The free kick struck beautifully there by Waldron. Went through the Chelsea defence, hit the wall, or hit the post rather, came out, and Greaves had a relatively simple job. Chelsea 0, Bolton 1. Roy Greaves, the scorer. 4th goal of the season for him. Oh, Waldron doing very well here. Turned in again for Gary Jones and hit first time. Linesman was flagging on this side in any case for offside against Watmore. But a very interesting break again by Bolton. Gary Jones, who missed last week's defeat against West Bromwich Albion, he was suspended. And some very good work there by Alan Waldron, brother of Burnley's Colin Waldron. Looked like a nudge in the back by Allardyce, the number 6. Man who got his chance in this Bolton side when Don McAllister went to Tottenham. And so it's Locke with the free kick. Dempsey right in there, and Cook with a shot. It's wide. Troy, a mighty header. Now this might produce something for Chelsea as Hutchinson takes it up. He's brought down. The referee won't even consider a penalty. And he was right. Wilkins. Troy. Hutchinson offside this time. The crowd and the linesmen are not the most popular people in Stamford Bridge at the moment. But they can only give it the way they see it. And he clearly thought that Hutchinson was offside. Harris, Hutchinson. Oh, what a good ball. No, it wasn't quite in the end. It didn't quite carry to Britain. Instead, it went to Tony Dunn. And here's Peter Thompson. Oh, that was beautiful. Oh, that wasn't bad either. Reed trying to get his shot in, but gently into the arms of Bonetti. Free kick. Just a little too ferocious there. Paul Jones on the back of Hutchinson, being called to the referee. Chelsea's throw. Hutchinson with the ball. Troy and Dempsey again forward. Watmore in there. And another throw for Chelsea. And Hutchinson well placed to take it again. Another massive throw there. Droy, a backward header, and Maybank almost got in there. And Cook was on hand as well. And a long throw by Hutchinson again. Very nearly fell for Maybank, and Cook was so close to before Siddle grabbed it. Good first half for Bolton. They've defended well, they've given Chelsea nothing. They've snatched very well the one real chance that came their way. And with this organised defence, it's quite clear that Chelsea are going to have a struggle pulling this one back. And yet they themselves have played with a lot of imagination, particularly in the ability of the midfield players to come forward. Droy. Paul Jones, the number 5 for Bolton's, had a superb game. Charlie Cook. Another throw. As the whistle, in fact, goes for half-time. The goal scorer for Bolton, the number 4, Roy Greaves. Greaves, of course, a famous name amongst the goal-scoring charts at Stamford Bridge, when famous Jimmy Greaves was here for so many years. But it's a more painful one today. The goal from Roy Greaves separating these two sides. On the big match today, 2 more games, plus your letters. But a half-time score then at Stamford Bridge that says Chelsea 0, Bolton 1. We'll be right back with the second half.
Thirty-second roll to TX.
So welcome back to Stamford Bridge. Bolton now kicking off, attacking the goal to our right. They're of course in the all-white strip, and they're leading by that 1-0. Watmore trying to get in, but beaten to the ball by Dempsey. Although they've defended very solidly, Bolton, they're not renowned as a defensive side. Indeed, only Bristol City have scored more goals than they at the start of today in the 2nd division. Dempsey will get to that one. David Hay in the tracksuit there. Stanley. Troy to Harris. Tony Dunn's head of that time. Gary Jones. Britton, oh, he let that go beautifully. Nice little dummy there. Wilkins. Oh, this might give Bolton a chance to break away again. It's Peter Reid now on the ball for them, and he couldn't quite find Watmore. Dempsey, knee, I think it was, the right knee probably just deflected it enough. Here's Dempsey again. Playing it for Harris. Inside for Stanley. Britain. Still with Ian Britain. Look at those rows of white-shirted defenders there. Got everybody back again. And Hutchinson going in for this one, and Siddle again got his fist to it to get it away. He's punched pretty well under pressure as Barry Siddle. Wilkins to Britain. Now for Cook. Locke making a good break for him. But still with Charlie Cook. Playing it all the way through. But Roy Greaves was there in the end to make the last interception. But here's Cook again. And here's Harris. And here's Wilkins. It'll come for Locke. Hurled in again towards Ian Hutchinson. Now will it come for Charlie Cook? It has, and it's over, and the flag was up in any case. Well, that was better for Chelsea. It'll come for Droy. Britain. Oh, what a good piece of play there as Locke takes it out. A lovely dummy by Stanley. The cross comes in towards Hutchinson. And again, it was that man, Paul Jones, the number 5, who's had a brilliant game, who got in the way. 22 years old, that number 5. And what a future. Certainly that looked to be so good for Chelsea. A lovely break down the right, and when Locke curled that one in, Jones was equal to it. Here's the long throw then from Ian Hutchinson. And that time just past the post. Troy probably got that final touch as he leapt in the air there. But it's a goal kick for Bolton. Troy. Harris. Cook. Say, if I were a Chelsea fan, I think I'd rather see Charlie Cook pushing forward a little more, as he's doing now. Here's Harris, though. Cook taking it up again, and he got a corner out of it. Which Charlie Cook will take himself. Bolton players back in that penalty area now. As Charlie Cook curls another corner in. Mickey Droy's right in there. Hutchinson curling it back again, and Siddle turned it over. Very, very good goalkeeping there by Barry Siddle. In the first place, withstanding a tremendous buffeting there from Mickey Droy to get his fist to it. And then when Hutchinson delicately turned it back again, he was back on his feet to turn it back over the crossbar. So another corner then for Chelsea. Cook again taking it. Again hit towards Droy's header. And another corner. So Droy stays up. The pressure stays on. Wilkins with this one. Curled a little deeper. And another corner surely. Yes. Off Watmore, who claims he didn't get a touch. Referee Kirkpatrick with a smile says you did. And so Cook now takes this corner for Chelsea. Mickey Droy trying to get the header in again. That time Siddle didn't get to it. Droy did. It went wide. And Droy is being called to the referee for arguing, and will be as well advised not to ignore it. So Mickey Droy's name will be going into the book for dissent. Called back again. He might just as well keep it buttoned. So it's got to be a free kick. Peter Bonetti with very little to do in this second half, doing his best to keep warm. Dempsey. Played this time for Ritson. Greaves playing a nice little 1-2 there with Waldron. Good pass there to Thompson. Famous Thompson jink. And he might come through to this one, except that Droy was there to thunder it away into touch with that left boot. So Roy Greaves with the throw. John Dempsey. Reed. Gary Jones. Oh, and there's Watmore right in there. Oh, and he was so unlucky with that one. And Bonetti just fisting it away, and the whistle had gone. But Watmore getting in so well. And the header at first seemed to be beautifully placed, except that it cannoned off that right-hand post as Bonetti looked at it. And here's Maybank for Chelsea. Now Gary Locke, taken from behind by Watmore, who's going to be booked. Frankly, I think a little unlucky. I don't think there was anything at all malicious about that. I think that was just a guy earnestly trying to win a ball back. Chasing back for his side, and all he finds is gets his name written in the book. Now Britton for Chelsea. Maybank. Now wants a good cross. Roy is right in there, and it might come now for any one of them. Oh, was it a penalty? Handball on the line. Penalty given. Well, that came floating in there, and Troy got up at the far post magnificently to head it back. And two Chelsea players looked as though they might bundle it over the line. There was a suspicion of a handball. The referee had no doubts. So, 4 minutes to go. Pressure on Chelsea, and above all on Ray Wilkins, their young skipper, who's got to take it. Now Wilkins versus Siddle, and Siddle has saved it. Well, he hit it firmly enough, and he hit it towards the corner, but Siddle saved superbly. And Chelsea are still this goal down. Linesman flagging for offside against Troy. Oh, poor old Butch Wilkins, or young Butch Wilkins rather. Earlier this season we saw him miss a penalty on television at Fulham in the Anglo-Scottish. That really would have been worth a point, but here he is again trying to repair that damage now. Britton. Maybank. Locke. Thundering drive there by Locke, and it might come again for him. Here's Charlie Cook playing it wide to Maybank. And Maybank again. And it might still come for Chelsea, except that Reed is there for Bolton, and it finally goes off. Stanley behind for a Bolton throw. Feet behind there on Roy Greaves. It's a free kick. And already taken. Inside the last couple of minutes now. Onside, he's all right. Gary Jones on the far side with Watmore and Waldron inside him. This could be dangerous now, as Chelsea has sprung men forward and it's gone into the side netting. Well, he would have been, could have been much more profitable if he'd kept his head and pushed it back. Britton now. Good piece of running from a deep position there by Charlie Cook, and a free kick given. It's got to be taken fairly quickly though. No time added on, of course, for free kicks to be taken. And for the umpteenth time today, both Droy and Dempsey are right up there. Bolton defenders are not back 10 yards. This must be the last try now for Chelsea. The crowd know it as well. Dempsey with the header. Droy couldn't get the header in. Peter Thompson diving it away. And it's with Ray Wilkins. Referee looking at his watch again. Droy again right in there. Hutchinson also right in there, and it's going to be a corner. No, it's not. What more after this one, but all to no avail. The final whistle has gone, and Bolton have won a game by a goal to nil. But the hero for them, their goalkeeper Barry Siddle, with that great penalty save 4 minutes from the end. Missed there by the Chelsea skipper Ray Wilkins. A miserable afternoon for him. The only goal of the game scored by the bearded Roy Greaves in the first half after a free kick. So the end of Chelsea's run, Bolton taking one step further towards getting that position back in the First Division. And a final score then at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 0, Bolton Wanderers 1.
So Bolton win, they go into second place. I must say they look a wonderful bet for promotion now. They're hard, but they're balanced, they defend well, and Peter Thompson's always likely to find them an opening up front. But what about the goal they scored yesterday against Chelsea from that free kick in the first half? Quick bit of thinking there by Peter Thompson, and Waldron comes in. And I think the thing you'll notice now most of all after the ball hits the post is that no Chelsea players react at all. And it's Roy Greaves who's able to tuck that rebound past Peter Bonetti for the only goal of the game. But again this week, the controversy of the game concerns a penalty. Not that it was given, the referee was absolutely right about that, as we shall see. But that the goalkeeper quite clearly moved before the kick was taken. There was something else as well, meaning that it should have been taken again. But let's look first of all at the incident. A nice cross here by Teddy Maybank, a deep one towards Mickey Droy, who gets up so well and heads it back. Two Chelsea players come in there and look like bundling the ball over the line. Every chance of it going in, and there's the handball there by Roy Greaves, ironically the man who'd scored the goal for Bolton. But then we come to the penalty itself. And watch very closely now the goalkeeper who moves before the kick is taken. He should keep his feet on the ground, but look at that. The most blatant piece of movement by a goalkeeper I think we've seen for a long time. But look also at the white-shirted figure shielded there by Mickey Droy. That's Alan Waldron, the Bolton number 7, clearly inside the penalty area, and that is encroachment as well. So there are two reasons there why that penalty should have been taken again. Butch Wilkins hit that quite well. And in fact, because he'd already started his movement, it made it just that little bit easier for Barry Siddle to bring off what, nonetheless, was a very fine save. But yet again, we've got a prime example, haven't we, of how a team can be robbed of a further chance of scoring an important goal. Now, it's not simply a criticism of referee Roger Kirkpatrick. I think most players would agree he's a good referee and a popular one too. But it's really of the whole refereeing system when it comes to supervising penalties. I suppose out of all the penalties we see on television, you write to me about some 80% of them where there was an infringement of some sort or other. Today's pictures really have capsuled the two things that you seem to spot most of all: encroachment on the, by the players on the edge of the box, and a goalkeeper moving before a kick is taken. Now, whenever we raise this subject with referees, they insist that the present system is workable, where the referee watches for encroachment and movement by the goalkeeper, the one linesman becomes virtually a goal judge and watches for the ball to cross the goal line. But that is just not on. Penalties almost inevitably provide the turning point in the game, as yesterday's indeed came at a most crucial moment. And we believe all three officials should play a part. The referee should concentrate first on whether the goalkeeper moves before the kick is taken. He'd need to position himself a little to Roger Kirkpatrick's left behind the ball there. You see Roger Kirkpatrick looking at the kicker there, but you'll see when the kick is taken, he's not really watching the goalkeeper at all. And he can't, because it's absolutely physically impossible for him to see those two things. Just watch the referee's head now move there. So he couldn't possibly have seen the goalkeeper moving. It's physically impossible for him to do it. So he should be concentrating on the goalkeeper moving. One linesman, I think, to watch for the ball to cross the line, as now, but the other one surely to be brought in to watch for encroachment. Now, I know the referees say that if the ball strikes the crossbar from a penalty and play flashes to the other end, that the linesman can't get back down the field quickly enough. But I think you'll agree that that's a gamble that is worth taking to get things absolutely right from the penalty spot. After all, Ray Wilkins hit that penalty quite well. Two Bolton players were allowed to step outside the laws, and Chelsea were denied a chance of a point. It really is time that referees got together on this one. There are so many loose areas in it, and thrashed out this penalty business to the benefit of themselves and, more important still, to the players and the game as a whole. Now let's have a bit more action after that. And for this we go to the Midlands for Stoke City against Aston Villa, where the pictures come from ATV, the commentators Hugh Johns. Stoke City are the team in the stripes.
Comes down for Moores. Green up, whacked it off Nicol. So yet another corner. About 8 minutes played. Hudson takes it. Hell of a header then from Ian Moores. He really bombed onto that one. Nobody picked up Moores as he came from deep to that corner from Hudson, and he really bombed it. Hamilton on, Dean now. Hard for Graydon. Carradis is through the middle. He takes on Petching. On for Carradis. Hard crack. Came off guard, goes for the corner. Lively, sprinting, gliding run from Frank Carradis. Hamilton to take the corner. Nicol comes back into the box, so Ian Moores goes back to mark him. Here's Hamilton's corner. Nicol trying it. Knocked away by Blore. Robertson up in the air. Pimblett down. Carradis through. Carradis again. Petching. Changed his mind just as well he did. Hudson gliding it on for Greenough. Beautiful ball. Moores. Good tackling back by Nicol. But Mahoney takes on Robson. On for Robertson. Fine cross. That was Summons over the bar. Beautiful driving attack from Stoke City right from the halfway line. All started up by Jimmy Greenough. 2 or 3 passes. The cross then from Robertson. A fine try from Summons. Graydon. Pimblett. Lewis cuts it out. Read that well. Mahoney. Salmons. Well, it should have been. Kidman. Neatly done for Carradis. Graydon out to his right. Early ball on for Kidman. Comes off floor, goes for the corner. Game being played at a tremendous speed. Really good, exciting stuff for what looks virtually a packed ground here this afternoon. Hamilton with the corner. It's Dean, and it might have come off Graydon. Graydon is claiming it, but Dean's header set it up. Well, that's got to be, I think, Graydon's goal. His was the last kick before it went over the line, but it's 1-0, Aston Villa. The corner coming over from Hamilton. Stoke outbid in the air by the challenge of Dean. His header looked as though it was going in. Graydon finished it off. Moores getting the head on. Gitman out. Pimblett. Moores takes over again. Petching. Mahoney starts to run. Ran well. Robertson. And Greenough. 1-1.
half, policed by Gidman. Jeff Salmons. Pescic. Nichols clearance. Hudson. Little glide for Blore. Aiming for Moores. Almost a clearance by Moores then. Comes down for Mahoney to try. Came off 2 or 3 players. Greenoff's in. Incredible bit of work by Ian Ross, the Miller skipper, who robs Jimmy Greenoff of his second goal. That ball struck through by Mahoney, cannoning off Miller players. Greenoff in like a striking cobra. Beat Burridge, but Ross kicks it off the line. Aiming for Robertson. Hamilton wins it back again. For Villa. Taking on Lewis. Looking for his cross. That looked like handball. Well, it goes for the corner. Chico Hamilton's cross. First corner of the second half. Ray Graydon will go to take it. Number 7. And again, the roars from these crowds. Supporters of both sides. Villa with tremendous travelling support here. Graydon with this corner. Nicholl is close, is in the box. Carradis is up there. Nicholl trying to get up and punched away by Shilton under a tremendous amount of pressure. Shilton reckoning that he was fouled. Come on, referee, he says. So, a left hook having failed for Villa, they now try a right hook. Again, Shilton didn't quite get there that time. A scramble in there. Graydon off Hudson's heel. Well, both sides now have had a couple of shots knocked off the line. That one for Graydon was on its way into the net, and it was Hudson who backheeled it away. Salmons down for Mahoney. Hustled by Carradis. That's it for Blore. Moores. Blore. Oh, that was a loose one from Phillips. One back by Pimlett. Nicholl hits the referee. And the ball drops for Graydon. Gidman's gone past him down the right touchline. Good running by the fullback. And that's Dean. What a save! Oh, what a save! Young John Dean utterly and completely denied the goal he deserved by the brilliance of Peter Shilton. Superb attack down the right. Graydon feeding Gidman, the cross ball, Dean's crack. And Shilton reacted like grease lightning.
So the match finished in a 1-1 draw. But now it's time for your letters. And first I've one from a young man named John Byrne of 6 Hascombe House, Roehampton, London SW15. And if the name is familiar to you, he is in fact the 10-year-old nephew of Johnny Byrne of Crystal Palace and West Ham fame. But he says he's never saw his uncle play, and could we help? Well, indeed we can, because we've some pictures of Johnny Byrne playing and scoring for England. It was against Uruguay at Wembley in 1964.
England's reward comes close to half-time. Terry Payne to Byrne. It's a goal! At the interval, England lead 1-0. George Eastham to Charlton, and the winger makes ground. Charlton centres to Jimmy Greaves. From him, the ball goes to Byrne, and it's goal number 2 for England.
Brings back a few memories there. I've been taken to task by Mr. A.H. Capel of 16 Ferndown Road, Eltham, SE9, for pronouncing, or rather mispronouncing his namesake, so he says, as Steve Coppell. He says that, in fact, it should not be Coppell, but Coppell, as in hell. All I can say to that, Mr. Coppell, is the hell it is, because we checked with Steve Coppell, and that's the way he wants his name pronounced, Coppell. Just, I suppose, you might say that Don Revie likes to be known as Revie and not Revie. Testimonial games, we've got 3 more of them this week. One tomorrow night for Alan Slough, now of Fulham, of course, but it's for all his loyal years of service at Luton. And it's Luton Town against an international 11 at Kenilworth Road, Luton tomorrow, where George Best is due to make another appearance. And 2 more on Tuesday night. at Arsenal for Peter Storey, where George Best is again playing. Arsenal against the Dutch champions Feyenoord. At least they're not the champions, are they? But Feyenoord, a really first-class Dutch side. And also on Tuesday at Plymouth Argyle against Manchester United, where this is for Peter Middleton, whose career was ended by a car crash 3 years ago, just 3 days after he'd made his first appearance for the club. A good one to support there. Now the latest on Peter Anderson. Luton midfield player decided today whether to join the Belgian club Antwerp and help solve Luton's massive financial problems. We spoke to Peter at lunchtime today. He saw Antwerp draw 1-1 last night, was impressed, is due to look at some apartments this afternoon. He says there's a good chance that I'll sign tonight. The Belgians, in fact, need him to sign this evening to qualify to play in the Belgian Cup. But Peter, I know, is keen to learn a little more about the cost of living out there, and indeed we've put him in touch with John Talbot, the former West Bromwich Albion defender, now involved in the game in Belgium. My feeling is, though, that Peter will sign. But time now for our third game, and it's a tremendous one, a 6-goal thriller at Goodison Park yesterday when Everton met Ipswich, who so far this season really have shown little of the form that put them among the favourites for the league title at the start of the season. The pictures come from Granada. Commentator Gerald Sinstadt. Everton are in the dark shirts.
Lyons tripped. Everton's free kick. This is Hamilton nutmegging Beattie, and Beattie then obstructed him, so it's an indirect free kick. But applause for the new boy. Bernard taking the free kick, and the goalkeeper didn't get it, and Dobson has put it in. Quite simple. Bernard took the free kick quickly, lobbed it in towards the near post. Cooper jumped, got his fingertips to the ball but didn't catch, and Dobson scored his third goal of the season from a yard range. Backheel by Bernard, very cheeky, very effective. Jones, Latchford, Dobson, nicely angled for Bernard to shoot. Well set up there, Latchford to Dobson, who just opened the angle for Bernard, and Bernard hit it with his right foot. I don't think the goalkeeper would have made it, but it just beat the upright. Jones back on his feet and back in action. And turning Burley inside out. What a good goal. Now who is claiming that? Latchford or Telfer? I think Latchford would like to have it, but the man who really is entitled to the credit is Gary Jones. He turned the fullback George Burley this way and that before eventually crossing, and Telfer got a foot to it, and as it was going over the line, it was run in by Bob Latchford. He's got Dobson on the touchline just ahead of him. This hits into the middle. Kenyon. In towards Hamilton. A foul given against Hamilton for the jump into Beattie. It was a pull down by Lyons. No doubt that there was a foul. Fouls more or less evenly split. 12 by Ipswich, 10 by Everton. And a header away now by Latchford, but not really away. Helped on its way out by Kenyon. Burley. Lambert. Missed kick altogether. Clements. And Lawson hasn't got that. Casual turn back. And there's an easy goal. Well taken by Lambert. but such a bad back pass that made it so easy. It looked as though they should have tried for it the first time, but when it was knocked back by Lambert, he just steered it into the far side of the net, and that was a very grievous mistake by Everton. Woods. Johnson forced to go back, but he succeeds in keeping the ball in play. And then gives it to Bernard, who tries a cheeky back heel for Hamilton. Jones. Mills chasing him back and just catching his heels. Darracott will take the free kick. And Lyons will try and get under it. Here's Hamilton. Dobson. What a fine goal by Martin Dobson. The goalkeeper beaten from all of 30 yards. The free kick taken by Darracott. Lyons once again using his height and bustle, nodding it back out, and as it came, Dobson struck it with tremendous accuracy with that right foot into the corner past Cooper. 3-1 they lead, just under half an hour to go. Martin Dobson this afternoon has doubled his goals total for the season. He's now got 4. Beattie, still going. Mills, clever little lob. Johnson, best move we've seen from Ipswich. Beattie ploughing through, giving it out to Mills, and Mills curling that lovely lob, which Johnson met but couldn't steer into goal. Pearson, Latchford, it's come through to Bernard. Surely was a foul by Burley. Clements to take the free kick. Latchford's header, and it was deflected, but the goalkeeper's got it, and Lyons putting the shoulder in. Mills. That's a good cross and a good header, and it's in by Johnson. Johnson makes it 3-2, and those curling crosses by Mills eventually pay off. Just sweeping it in with his left foot, and Johnson, a fine header of the ball, rises, nods it in, and on his third visit to Goodison Park, where he started his career, his third visit in Ipswich colours, he scores for the first time. Mills. And Mills brought down by a late tackle from Bernard, and very angry about it too. Just as well that Bernard was 5 yards away from him, gave Mills time to cool down. He'll take the free kick. Wide mark there. At the back of the penalty area is Beattie. So too is penalty. And also Hunter. And it's Hunter it eventually reaches, but very, very deep. Still Hunter. Most ungainly player, but very difficult to dispossess. That's a good chip. Johnson met it. Still bouncing around there, but behind now. Johnson complaining that he was fouled, pushed in the area, and I think he's right too. But again, one of those situations difficult to spot for a referee when so much is happening in the box. So it's 3-2 the scoreline. The attendance 24,601, the lowest for a league gate at Goodison Park this season. Coincidentally, Anfield had their lowest league gate on Tuesday. Darracott, trouble here. Kenyon, and he's lost it. Could see that coming. Johnson could score here. Tremendous interception by Lyons, and it's gone in. The shot was by Gates. 3-3, and a terrible blunder in that Everton defence. They got in such a mess. It started when Kenyon was messing around on the line. Lawson was out of his goal. The ball was bouncing around. Lyons tried to retrieve it as it came out. It ran loose from him. Gates had the shot, and eventually it was deflected into the net.
A collapse by Everton, a revival by Ipswich. I suppose it depends which side you support. Certainly it was a very exciting game there yesterday at Goodison, and that's it for this week. Don't forget On the Ball next Saturday lunchtime in World of Sport, and of course the big match next Sunday afternoon as usual at 2 o'clock. The thought we leave you with today is the one we expanded on earlier in the programme, the need for better supervision by referees and linesmen at penalties to stop goalkeepers moving before the kick's taken and players encroaching. We need action now from our referees, and nobody, I'm sure, would agree more than Chelsea and Ray Wilkins.
Now, wants a good cross. Roy is right in there, and it might come now for any one of them. Oh, was it a penalty? Now, Wilkins versus Siddle.